She is committed to carrying out the legal duties of women. At a time when education was a luxury and clothing a vanity, Savita ma'am made it possible for women to achieve equal dignity, empowerment, and contribution to their community. Her determination for boys and girls, which we love to flaunt as that is the first step to achieve the lofty dream of gender equality. It is not just our city, or state, or our country that needs to awaken to this pressing need, but many others across the world. And that is why, when Emma Watson of Harry Potter fame for the UN Women body decided to start a movement called hashtag he for she, it rang an alarm bell across the world that it is time when men join the movement and do what many others won't. It had to be a clarion call for a deep set patriarchal mindset to be wiped out, to be obliterated, to usher in a new era where women don't need to demand rights to feel equal, where women don't need to accept what is dished out to feel equal, and women are not made to feel that this is all that they can do. Women don't demand an upper hand. We just want a world where we feel equally wanted and celebrated without being made to feel that others are being generous in doing so. We don't want to shout to be heard. We just want you to acknowledge our presence. We don't want your benign condescension. We just want you to look in the eye as another of the species. Savita ma'am as the founder, Nandita ma'am as her rightful heir, and now Dr. Gitika Patel as our leader are great women who have been moving and shaking events, registering wins for humanity overall. And we are proud to carry on with the mission they worked upon and are still at it. History shows that inequality is essentially ideological and political, not economic or technological. AVV for hashtag he for she is the first ever attempt by a school in India to embark on a mission to strive for equity and equality. Sure, our boys are groomed well to treat their female counterparts with the respect they would offer to a fellow male. Where our boys would not hesitate to laud the attempt or win of a female friend, fearing constant comparisons or accusations of ineptitude. Prayan is a journey the school decides to set forth on to bring this revolutionary change within the institution first and then affecting the society. Anupam Kher, the acting maestro through his life and journey, is the ambassador for this movement in India, and we offer our gratitude to him too for being the living example he is for the cause hashtag #HeForShe. Having said all this, I would love to thank our parent fraternity who gave us the confidence to get started with this gigantic attempt without baby steps. Welcome once again. Hope you join in wholeheartedly and exemplify the ideals this vision enshrines. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Gender equality is not a fundamental human right, but a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. The word gender describes the socially constructed roles and responsibilities that societies consider appropriate for men and women. Equality means that men and women have equal power and equal opportunities for financial independence, education, and personal development. Let us now watch a short film curated by Mrs. Alpna Kundu and conceptualized by Mrs. Usha Pandit.
2015, the other UN member states supported the 17 Sustainable Development Goals to make the world a better place to live by 2030. The global agenda can be implemented only by using the potential of all humankind. Therefore, the issues of gender equality and empowerment of women are a red thread throughout all the Sustainable Development Goals. For a child to grow and develop harmoniously, not much is needed. Clothing, food and clean water, good sanitary conditions, and basic medicine. Every human being deserves a life free from all forms of violence and discrimination. So elimination of them is among the top priorities.
Sustainable Development Goal 5 is to ensure gender equality.
Gender equality means that both boys and girls are born with the same rights, given equal access to food, water and shelter, and allowed to go to school. All these things help them grow into happy, healthy adults. When that happens, men and women can bring their own ideas, talents, and solutions to their homes, workplaces, and on the global stage for the benefit of everyone. But today, women and girls in countries everywhere are denied opportunities because of their gender. These women spend most of their time doing unpaid work, and girls are often prevented from going to school so they can help at home. Sometimes they aren't even allowed to read books, earn money, or access medicine. But it doesn't have to be that way. Thankfully, good people all around the world value the importance of girls and women and are working hard to improve their lives. For example, by investing in education, girls can access a school for as long as they need it. And by speaking out to change laws and attitudes, women can apply for important positions and get equal pay. Everyone should have the opportunity to be a leader and change the world for the better. But this can only happen if women and men coexist as equals. And we can all help make that happen.
One voice, the world declared, human rights are women's rights, and women's rights are human rights.
Women are not even accepted as human beings. They are treated with injustice and inequality. Women are denied. They are neglected, even in the developed countries.
I am from Britain, and I think it is right that I am paid the same as my male counterparts. I think it is right that I should be able to make decisions about my own body.
The goal takes the international community to commit to achieving, not just promoting, but achieving gender equality and women's empowerment by 2030 for all women and girls. Whether they are in villages, they are in cities, whether they are of a particular race or community, all women and girls must be empowered, must get equal treatment.
I must say, things are changing in India. You know, change is very silent. Change does not happen overnight. But the change in any kind of society or the larger populations like India, it takes a little time. Yes, it has to start from our families, from our homes.
I want to go to school. Please, God, help me for school. If I go to school, my future will change.
Done. You are going to school from soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Take care.
I'm so like.
My foundation will help you.
Thank you so much.
चाहे परिस्थिति चाहे कैसा भी हो, मुश्किल हमें कितना भी आए, हमें कभी अपने अंदर वो डर नहीं लाना चाहिए कि हम ये नहीं कर सकते हैं. हम कोशिश ज़रूर कर सकते हैं. मेरा नाम दीपिका है और मैं अभी रेडिसन में एज अ जॉब ट्रेनिंग के लिए हूँ. और इससे पहले मैं डोमेस्टिक वर्कर थी, लोगों के घर में काम करती थी मैं. मेरा सपना है कि मुझे एक बहुत बड़ी शेफ़ बनना है. ये लोग मुझे जाने, जिसमें पैसा ना हो पर उसमें बहुत नाम हो. सेवा से जुड़ने के बाद जो मैंने सपना देखा था एज अ मेड, जो मेरा नाम था, वो मेरा हट गया फाइनली. तो मुझे इसलिए बहुत खुशी हुई. एक स्टेप तो मैंने ले ही लिया और मेरे को उम्मीद है कि मैं पूरी सीढ़ी चढ़ूँगी.
एक नवजात नन्हा सा शिशु जिसकी अपनी कोई भाषा नहीं, केवल भाव है, हंसना और रोना, ममता की गोद और छोटा सा बिछौना। माँ का स्पर्श ही उसका पहला ज्ञान, ना कोई पुस्तक, ना वेद, ना कुरान, निश्चल है, शीतल है, उषा किरण सा, बिल्कुल ही खाली है, कोरे कागज सा। 9 माह की तपस्या, उसके आने का जश्न, उसका जन्म ही जीवन मरण का प्रश्न, पैदाइश ही उसकी एक संविधान बना देती है, जन्म के साथ कितने रिश्तों को जन्म दे देती है। शिशु इस बात से अनभिज्ञ है कि समाज उसे और उसके प्राकृतिक व्यक्तित्व को सहज रूप में अपनाएगा या नहीं। उसकी अपनी पहचान पर कहीं प्रश्न तो नहीं उठेंगे? जी हाँ, आज के आधुनिक समाज में भी यदि स्त्री, पुरुष और अन्य लिंग में अंतर किया जाएगा तो क्या हम इस समाज को प्रगतिशील कह सकते हैं? हमारा संविधान सभी को समानता का अधिकार और जीवन जीने का अधिकार देता है। आज आवश्यक है कि हम उन आवाज़ों के प्रति संवेदनशील बने जिन्हें वर्षों तक सुनकर अनसुना कर दिया गया। मनुस्मृति में कहा गया है, यत्र नार्यस्तु पूज्यन्ते रमन्ते तत्र देवताः। यत्र नार्यस्तु पूज्यन्ते रमन्ते तत्र देवताः। यत्रैतास्तु न पूज्यन्ते सर्वास्तत्राफलाः क्रियाः।
In ancient Hindu texts and writings, girls and women enjoyed a high position. They are worshipped as Kanyas, Grihalakshmi, and Mata. Many heroic women from Indian epics and mythology can be looked upon as the first inspirers in upholding the ideals of womanhood. Let us now see how the women of Dwapar Yuga were torch bearers of women's rights who have only grown more relevant in the modern age. Let us understand how contemporary women can relate with the sheroes of Dwapar Yuga.
क्या हमारा भारत आरंभ से ऐसा ही था? कदाचित नहीं। आइए आपका परिचय कराते हैं पुरातन समय की और आज की विभूतियों से, जिन्होंने अपने व्यक्तित्व से अपनी ही पहचान नहीं बनाई बल्कि भारतवर्ष को भी एक नई पहचान दी। भले ही युग बदल गए, चरित्र एवं पात्र बदल गए, परंतु जो विशिष्टताएं पहले थीं वो आज भी परिलक्षित होती हैं। कैसे? चलिए देखते हैं।
The first character from Dwapar Yuga is Shakuntala. Shakuntala is known for her patience and verbal skills. Maharishi Vyas depicted her as a strong, fiery, and independent woman with a mind of her own. Don't we see similar qualities in Sudhamurti? She is an inspiration to many with the multiple roles she has played over the years as an engineer, author, philanthropist, homemaker, and many more. She was way ahead of her time and very confident. She later on became the backbone of Infosys, co-founded by her husband Narayan Murthy.
In the epic Mahabharata, Ganga is the mother of the warrior Bhishma from the Kuru king Shantanu. In Hinduism, Ganga is seen as a mother to humanity. The river Ganga is a symbol of faith, hope, source of livelihood. She supports human civilization. Our mothers are a replica of Ganga. A mother always teaches her children to be humane. She is supportive, loving, caring, at the same time authoritative.
Satyavati is a powerful female character who, through her ambitions, has brought a significant turn in the course of Mahabharata. her actions and decisions are so strong that she left an impact on the entire course of the epic. Like Satyavati, late Sushma Swaraj, known for her charisma, decisions, and leadership qualities, has left an indelible imprint on the minds of many. A Padma Vibhushan awardee, Sushma Swaraj was popularly known as the Iron Lady of India.
In the Hindu epic Mahabharata, Amba, the eldest daughter of Kashyap, the king of Kashi, and the sister of Ambika and Ambalika, shaped her own destiny. She pursued that powerful person who could decide when he wanted to die. She pursued him not for a few months or years, but for 2 lives. This is Amba. She is one character in Mahabharata that talks of perseverance. She takes birth again, and her pursuit is relentless. As the CEO of Cafe Coffee Day Enterprises Limited, Malvika Hegde had a number of challenges in her way. She has not only kept her husband's vision intact, but has also kept the company afloat as the livelihood of thousands of employees was at stake. Malvika Hegde hasn't only proved to be courageous, but has also managed to showcase her skills and talent as a CEO. She is the modern day tale of hard work and perseverance.
Shikhandi is an androgynous character in the Hindu epic Mahabharata. He is born as female called Shikhandini to Drupada, the king of Panchala, and later transforms into a male. Shikhandi is the reincarnation of Amba, who was scorned by Bhishma. Shikhandi, whose gender was never an issue societally speaking, became remembered as a significant character who played a major part in overcoming the Kauravas. Shikhandini is the embodiment of a superhuman with masculine and feminine qualities celebrated only in the Indian culture, as was witnessed in the Mahabharata, where Shikhandini had the right to be on the battlefield. She changed the course of the battle by being the cause for Bhishma's death. Today, the transgender community has risen irrespective of all the bigotry and challenges that the social structure creates in their growth, and has made a name across many domains, be it education, judiciary, sports, or modeling. The ideal woman of our age is glamorous, sophisticated, aggressive, powerful, outspoken, career-minded, independent, self-sufficient, and sensuous. Today's woman is a highly self-directed person, alive to the sense of her dignity and the importance of her functions in the private domestic domain and the public domain of the world of work. Women are rational in approach, careful in handling situations, and want to do things as best as possible. Well, that was an attempt by class 11 and 12 humanities students to draw a parallel between the women of Dwapar Yuga and the contemporary world. Can we have a louder round of applause for them? Thank you, dear students.
पुरुष और स्त्री एक दूसरे के पूरक हैं। समाज की प्रगति का श्रेय केवल एक को देना उचित नहीं। कौन है जो मेरी आवाज़ सुनेगा? कौन है जो मेरी आवाज़ सुनेगा? इस वेदना को समझेगा, इस वेदना को समझेगा। क्या पुरुष स्त्री की संवेदना समझकर, क्या पुरुष स्त्री की संवेदना समझकर समाज में नव चेतना जगाएगा? प्रस्तुत नृत्य में इन्हीं विचारों को दर्शाने का प्रयास किया गया है। जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत कीजिए डॉक्टर शीतल दानी मैम एंड डॉक्टर नीलेश पारेख का, जो इन विचारों को यहाँ प्रस्तुत कर रहे हैं।
सूरज
रुत बसंत बन बन में गूंजे कोयल की तान संगीत।
शिशिर शांत शीतल पवन में पतझड़ का नाद संगीत।
छनन छनन बरसे सावन,
बूंद बूंद संगीत। She is a woman. She is a mother, a daughter, a wife, a sister. She is a person. She is strong, smart, and crafty. She is passionate, courageous, generous. She is action, emotion, devotion. She has hope, beauty, power. She gives you life. She is a woman.
Sagama pagamare sanire sani 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 sa. Sagama pagamare sanire gaye ja तू अपनी धुन में गाए जा तू गाए जा, हर पल हर रुत में गाए जा। सारे जले मुझे मरे गाए जा तू गाए जा तू गाए जा।
Sagam pagam re sani ni samaga gaga mada dhani sada maga sani ga sa.
Sagama da maga sani da ga sa sa, mada mani da maga sani ga sa sa.
Padani sare ga re ga sare sa sa.
Sagama da maga re sare sa sa.
Padani sare ga re ga sare sa. Sur hi Radha, sur hi Meera, sur hi Krishna hai.
सुर ही ईश्वर, सुर ही पूजा, सुर ही मोक्ष है।
सुर ही मोक्ष है।
सुर ही मोक्ष है।
Saga ma da pa ma ga re sa re sa sa.
Thank you, Dr. Sheetal Dani and Dr. Nilesh Parekh, for that synchronized and mesmerizing performance. I now invite Gitika ma'am to articulate her views on gender equality.
Thank you so much. A very good morning to all. A very good morning, children. Everybody is spellbound, it seems, by the extraordinary performance. Is it like that? So first of all, let me congratulate the entire team, Purnima ma'am, Reshma ma'am, everybody for wonderfully organizing this Founders Week celebration, and especially the event today. It's an amazing thought, an amazing initiative which has been taken by the school. So very heavy words have been spoken. बहुत भारी words use कर रहे हैं. आप लोगों को ऐसा stress नहीं हो रहा है ना? Especially the boys. Everybody is talking about the girls. So boys, are you feeling a little uncomfortable? No, right? Fine. So we will talk about things, but in very easy and simple terms, which you can relate to and you can understand. Because I really feel that for talking about these things, you are a little young for many of these things, but this is the correct age when we start thinking about these things and we start understanding the concepts. So I'd like to talk something about gender stereotyping, gender sensitivity, and gender equality. Heavy words again, isn't it? So before coming to gender, we need to know what is gender and what is sex. हम स्कूल का फॉर्म भरते हैं, पासपोर्ट के लिए फॉर्म भरते हैं, तो कॉलम होता है, राइट? सेक्स. उसमें क्या लिखते हैं हम? व्हाट इज आवर सेक्स? दैट इज मेल और फीमेल. So how many of you understand the difference between sex and gender? Any of you? See, you have to be, talking freely, opening up, then only it will be fun. नहीं तो आप बोर हो जाओगे, पीछे वाले सब सो जाएंगे. So okay, fine. Anybody sitting in the first row? What do you, the green shirt girl, come on. What do you mean by sex? Anything you know about it. Just feel free and open up. Feel free to talk. I really want to know what are your perceptions, what do you know, and what you can talk, and what do you don't want to talk. That is what I want to know. Because we interact with most of the time only with the university students, and my children are very small. So you are of the age between these two cadres. So I am really very interested to know about your thought process, your perspectives. मैं लेक्चर नहीं ले रही हूँ, डोंट वरी, मार्क्स भी नहीं रखने वाले हैं. There is nothing which is going to happen. कुछ भी, anything which you know about sex and gender, come on. No, they must be knowing. अपना खुद का sex तो सबको पता है ना. What do you write in the school form? You write male or female, right? उतना सबको पता है ना. So why do we write sex is because there are some differences, right? We know there are some physiological and biological differences between men and women and males and females. That is what sex relates to, okay? So when we talk about biological differences, if I say that women can give birth to children and men cannot, so this relates to sex, okay? Everybody is clear? आपको सही में नहीं, you don't understand, you tell and I'll explain, no problem. So that is sex, and gender is a little different. So when I say boys are good at mathematics and girls are better at biology, so this is nothing to do with sex, right? There is no biology or physiology which is making girls better in biology or making boys better in mathematics. इसमें कुछ biological difference दिखता है आपको? No, right? So this relates to gender. आपके मैडम ने स्टार्टिंग में ही बोला, the cultural and social perspectives which arbitrarily assign the men certain behaviors, certain tasks, and assign women certain behaviors and tasks. That is what gender explains about, okay? Another thing, for example, if I say, a lot of people say, women just gossip a lot. Men just don't do anything but watch sports. So these all relate to gender, okay? So these are the societal and the social perspectives about the particular sexes which determine that what behaviors are expected out of a man, what behavior, activities and tasks are expected out of women. So these are the gender differences. So before we talk about gender equality and gender stereotyping, it is very important to understand what is gender and how it is different from sex. So physiological and biological differences तो हमारे body के anatomy में हैं. उसके लिए there is nothing like inequality. They are in our bodies, in our physical structures. So we need not talk about those differences. The only differences and inequalities we are talking about are in the societal perceptions, the cultural differences, the conditioning which has happened over ages, over decades, which have differentiated certain things for men and women, right? So now we need to understand that how does it happen? When does it happen? And who does it to us? I mean, these differences, when you are born as a baby, do you know, are you a male or a female? What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to wear? How are you supposed to behave? You don't know, right? When you open up your eyes, you are just a baby. You do not have any gender. You have your sex, but you do not have any gender. So when does it start? So I'll more be liking to focus on some real-time case studies and examples which you will relate to yourself, okay? And then it will make you understand that what is happening in the society, how it is happening, and what is it that we can react, we shall react, and what is harmful and what is harmless, okay? So let us go to first day of our birth. आप लोगों को तो याद नहीं होगा, right? किसी को अपना first day of birth याद है? No, right? You just opened your eyes. So relating it to myself, when I was going to deliver my first child, So I was very excited. I was going to deliver my first child. So I went to a First Cry store, okay, to shop for the baby. And I wanted to shop for the baby blankets, the baby wraps, some clothes and everything. So I had this big tummy because I was pregnant and I was shopping. So the salesperson came to me asking, so madam, what are you looking for? So I told I'm looking something for my baby. So then he was like, is it a boy or a girl? So I told, how does it matter to you? You can't see, it is still inside. Even I don't know. You seem to be more curious than me for knowing whether it is a boy or a girl, right? So then he told, no, ma'am, this is the boys section and this is the girls section. So I thought, oh my God, the baby is not yet out and he has a different section already. So then I thought, things are so better. They use it. There is no he or she. There is no differentiation. कितना अच्छा होता अगर it ही use कर लेते सबके लिए, you know, there would have been no differentiation. I told him silently, you please mind your own business, I will help myself. So actually I did not know it is going to be a boy or girl. So I shopped various colors, the colors which I like, I thought the baby will like. So what was he trying to say was that this is, the blue section is for boys and the baby pink section is for girls. So you know, the stereotyping, the differentiation, the restriction in choices started from day one of the life. आपने अपने सिबलिंग का किसी रिलेटिव के घर में कोई बेबी बॉर्न हुआ हो तो आपने देखा होगा. हैव यू नोटिस दिस? गर्ल का होता है तो सब कुछ पिंक होता है बेबी के लिए, एंड बॉय का होता है तो सब कुछ क्या होता है, ब्लू होता है, राइट? वो बेबी को बेचारे को पता भी नहीं है कलर्स क्या होते हैं, उसका कलर, बेबीज कलर ब्लाइंड होते हैं, यू नो. The color differentiation comes after some months. The baby is not even aware what color he is looking at. But we start it from from the day one, creating differences. कोई भी color हम use करें, it is harmless. This particular stereotyping and differentiation is harmless. But what is happening? A differentiation is happening. A restriction of choices is happening. We are creating a difference, a line between the two. कि गर्ल्स है तो पिंक लेंगे, बॉयज़ है तो ब्लू लेंगे, ओके. थोड़ा बड़ा होता है, राइट? देन वी स्टार्ट टेकिंग बुक्स फॉर द बेबीज, टॉयज फॉर द बेबीज, राइट? एंड व्हाट हैपन्स इन दैट, you will relate it very much. After that I'll ask you certain things. So first child was a girl, my first child was a girl, the second child was a boy, okay. So now I went shopping for him in the toys section. So I like dolls, you know. So I took a big doll and I went to the billing section. So the person was billing the doll for me, and then he was very happy to bill the doll, and then he asked, what is the age of the girl? So I told, no, it's a boy. So the persons who were standing behind me and the shopkeeper, they were looking like this. This is a doll, he just stressed out. Then I asked him, do the dolls bite the boys? Is it like that in the shop? So he just smiled at me and again asked, madam, are you sure you want to take the doll? You have a boy. So I told, no, I'll take the doll. So I took the doll, you know. How many boys have played with dolls? I'm sure nobody must have played with the dolls because you were not given a choice, right? So I thought I'll give the choice to my boy. Why not give a choice to him? And right now he has two favorite toys. One is a puppy, which is a favorite, which does this wow wow, and the other is his doll. So he has made his choice, you know. I did not restrict his choice to cars and guns and deprive him of playing with dolls. If he likes to play with dolls, he can play with dolls. So a little younger the boy went, the girls went. Again, we started stereotyping in the toys, in the books, right? Now came the books. Came the third birthday for my, the elder daughter, third and fourth birthday. So I got 5 doll houses and 5 fairy tale books, okay. So now she became, at the age of 4 and 5, she started understanding the stories, reading a little. So one day she was reading a story. I was helping her read a story, and in the story it was like this. There was a fairy and a princess who got stuck in a mountain, and there were animals around. And then she felt, what shall I do? How do I help? Then she started crying for help. And then a charming prince came and he saved the princess. So at the age of 5, she understood significant things. So she came up asking to me, Mama, why didn't the princess fought for herself? Why did it happen? So then I thought, let me ask her only, what is her perception? So I asked her, what do you think, beta, why did it happen? So she innocently answered, and it made me smile. She answered she must not have done her karate classes well, because that year only her karate classes had started. And in the introduction, she was told that karate is for self-defense, and you can protect yourself when you know karate, and when you can, you are stuck up in a situation, karate is something which really helps you. So it made me smile, but it made me ponder over that what are these stories teaching our kids, And it makes the young kid think that why is the princess not fighting for herself? Why did she have to cry for help and the prince came to help her, right? So this is for all of us to think over that ये जो हम पढ़ते हैं, बहुत सारे टॉयज़ खेलते हैं, सब में कुछ ना कुछ इन्फ्लुएंस है as a societal perspective in which we are differentiating that this is supposed to be done for girls, this is supposed to be done for boys, this is how the girls shall behave, this is how the boys shall behave. And it is, upon a lot of research, it has been proven that this particular gender stereotyping, 90% of it happens in the age of 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years के बीच में जो भी influences हमारे पास आते हैं, that is what create our mindset, and it makes us believe that this is what we cannot do, this is what we are supposed to do. Then comes sports, musical instruments. Every single thing there is stereotyping. We do not realize it because it is such a conditioning that has happened in the minds of your parents, of your siblings, of your teachers, of everybody, that we do not realize that there is, why is it like that? Our minds, many times it doesn't ask these questions. So now coming to some of the case scenarios. Okay. Today morning when I was traveling here and I was thinking that what do I talk to these young kids? A phone call came from the university, and it was from the office of dean of our medical college. So he was concerned about something, that is the reason he called me, and he called me and said that, man, there is a girl who wants to quit studies in the second year of MBBS. So I was not, obviously I was very disappointed. I told, why is she quitting the studies? Second year में आ गई, एक साल पूरा clear हुआ है. Then he answered, there was some difficult situation in the family. So the mother got cancer, the mother died of cancer, and that is the reason they have spent a lot of savings in that, and there is no female in the family now. So there are grandparents, there is another son in the family. As there is no other female in the family, she has to leave the studies, So this is what, and it is today's thing. When I was coming and I was going to talk about gender stereotyping to you, this happened. So I thought, let me share this with you. So that stimulates a thought again, that such a big decision, you know how difficult it is to get into MBBS, right? You have to crack NEET, you have to score good marks, you have to study so much in the first year, is the most difficult phase. And then in the second year, just because she has to fulfill some roles which the men in the family cannot share, she has to leave her studies and quit becoming a doctor. So that decision has been taken just like that. So obviously we'll not let that happen. We have called the parents, we'll talk to them, we'll convince and try to sort out things for them. So that is what usually many times every single day we feel happens in the society. So what happens is, there is a lot of conditioning which has happened over decades and ages, which has gone into the minds. Now the question comes, what do we do? How can we help it? Now you think of a drawing जिसमें आपने बहुत डार्क से सब ड्रॉ कर दिया है. अभी आपको कुछ नया ड्रॉ करना है तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? वही पेज पे वी हैव टू रब इट, राइट? बहुत डार्क ड्रॉ किया होता है तो रब होता है? नहीं होता है, उसका मार्क रह जाता है, राइट, ऑन द शीट ऑफ पेपर. सो यू हैव टू रब इट रियली हार्ड टू ड्रॉ समथिंग न्यू, right? So first important thing is to understand the concepts and know that which of these are harmless stereotypings, harmless differentiations, and which are the differentiations which are regressing your growth, which are restricting your choices, and then try to react in a subtle way, try to understand that how do I want to go against these and make my own choices, and then go ahead. See, 200-300 सालों से जो हो रहा है सोसाइटी में, there is some reason behind it why it is happening. There are some set norms by which it is happening. In one day, by just challenging it, मैं तो ऐसा ही करूँगी और या तो मैं तो ऐसा ही करूँगा, it is not going to change, right? It is really very difficult. So there is a way in which we have to react and respond to these situations, and it is specifically important at the age from 14 to 20, 21, when you are making your choices, when you are creating your own judgments or your own decisions, to understand that the decision I am taking is not influenced by anybody, any unnecessary pressure, and has been taken with all the aware and updated informational choices, right? So that is what is very, very important. I have a couple of videos to play in which you will be able to relate these stereotypings. Can you go to the folder section? No, not this one, not this one, this one.
This afternoon, we're going to draw people doing different jobs. And the first job we're going to draw is a firefighter.
Have a think in your head what a firefighter looks like.
What's your firefighter called?
Mine's called Firefighter Gary. Firefighter Stan. Firefighter Simon. He's big and strong. He's got a big helmet on.
That's brilliant, isn't it? Next, we're going to draw a surgeon.
Have you thought of a name for your surgeon? Jim Bob.
Jim Bob.
He's a brain surgeon. I think he would wear a stethoscope. He gives you medicine.
That's his ambulance. Okay, next, we're going to draw a fighter pilot.
This is his jet plane. He rescues people. He likes to do stunts in the air and stuff.
Okay, now who would like to meet these people for real?
Yeah! They're dressed up.
My name's Tamsin and I'm a surgeon in the NHS.
My name's Lauren and I'm a pilot in the Royal Air Force.
My name's Lucy. I'm a firefighter in the London Fire Brigade.
So who wants to know how to do an operation?
Who's putting it on? Everyone's
Try my
done.
stethoscope.
We put this in here.
What does it look like?
There you go. Now you're a proper fighter pilot.
So into your ears. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
It's really good. Much better. Yeah.
On your marks, get set, go!
Akash, faster, Akash! Faster! Akash, faster! Udhar ja, udhar ja! Faster! Sahi jana lagha. Come on, Akash! Faster! Yes! Go! पहुंच गया बस!
And the winner is Parvati! Beans of
Come.
Yeah!
Second, हाँ? पर लड़की से हार गए. कैसे? चल, ये बार याद रखना.
Yes, ma'am. Fine, make it. Thank you. So, you saw the expression on the boy's face. He did not understand when his parent told, "Ladki se har gaya." So he did not understand because he did not know what is happening. So it's okay. It was his colleague or it was his friend who won, and he was the one who came second. He was very much fine with it. But the parent told, "Tu ladki se har gaya." We listen this a lot of times, boys, don't we? क्या लड़की जैसा कपड़ा पहना है, लड़की जैसी बातें कर रहा है, क्यों लड़कियों के जैसे रो रहा है, लड़कियों के जैसे गॉसिप क्यों कर रहा है, राइट? सो what this makes us feel that लड़कियों जैसा एक्ट करना is something which is beneath the, below the dignity. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Many times you have heard this kind of things from your parents कि सब लोग यहाँ पे एकदम जेंडर नॉन स्टीरियोटाइप्ड है, ऐसा लग रहा है. And the girls, parents tell like this, like, why are you dressed like a tomboy today? लड़कों जैसे स्पोर्ट्स क्यों खेलते हो, लड़कों जैसे बातें क्यों कर रहे हो, लड़कों के साथ क्यों घूम रहे हो? We listen those things, right? Why is those? Because these are, see, nobody is at fault. I cannot say that the parent was at fault or anybody thinks wrongly. There is nothing like right or wrong in this. This is a societal perception which has been prevailing for years. But sitting here in smart clothes, sitting together besides each other, we all feel that we are equal. But how many of you feel actually that we are equal? How many of boys feel कि आप लोग को सब कुछ वो करने देते हैं जो girls करते हैं? And how many girls feel that you are actually doing everything which the boys do? Some of them could be harmless. It is not like that कि आपका आपकी strength suppress हो रहा है. I am very sure that the children who are sitting in this hall have very educated, very understanding parents who are free-minded and who let you do things. But still, it is so prevalent that things happen in their own way. But we don't realize that this is where we are differentiating amongst each other. This is where we are stereotyping things. So now the next question comes is, are we actually equal? We are sitting, as madam told, 50% girls and boys ratio hai. So are we equal? I would say no, right? Because if we were equal, then we would not need 50% or 30% reservation at places, and especially in places like parliament, the apex decision-making bodies. If we were equal, then we would not be just celebrating Women's Day. Either we would not be celebrating anything, or we would be celebrating Men's Day also. Why do we just celebrate the existence of women? Why do we always need to remind the women that you are empowered and you need to be aware of your rights and everything? If we would be equal, then we would not celebrate if one girl or one woman gets selected in Indian Air Force, and we would not be reading news that girls outshine boys in the NEET scores, girls outshine boys in this particular thing. Do we read news that boys perform better than girls? Because people think that that is usual. If the girls perform better than boys, then we make the people know about it. So that itself suggests that we have not come up to the equality. If every single person rises up to the cause, it will take another 3 decades, I can tell, to come to the equality which we are talking about right here. Because as I was telling, when something is written so strongly on a sheet, it really needs to be rubbed very hard to redraw, to create new ideas, new thought processes, to make every person realize that what is the new idea all about, how it is better than the earlier idea which prevailed for so many decades. So that is how the change will come, if each one of us realizes and understands that why is the change needed. Now you people are, abhi aap log dependent ho on your families for several things. There'll come a stage when you become independent in your life, in your career, in your roles. That time, lot of such decision making will happen in which you will need the support of your counterpart. The boys will need support of the girl counterpart. The girls will need support of the boys counterpart. Be it as a colleague, be it as an office co-worker, be it as a husband or wife, be it as a mother-in-law or father-in-law. Everywhere there is a mix of people, right? So nobody can work in isolation. If I'm a boy, I don't need anybody. I'll just work alone. I'll find out on my own way. That is not going to happen. So we need to work together. Now I'll give you some examples in which we daily see that how people who are working jointly, cooperating and supporting each other work better, right? So a few weeks back, one of my friends, she got divorced with her husband. So they were married 10 years back, happily married, love marriage, doing very good. Both of them were doctors. So it surprised me, why they got divorced. So got into the reasons, and I came to know that the girl, the friend, was earning around 3 times more than the boy, the husband. The boy was okay with it because they were both friends from the college, so they were fine with it. But the boy's family was not okay with it. So they were always trying to see to it that the girl starts working lesser. In the society, they were facing a little mockery that your boy is earning less than your daughter-in-law. So, एक set norm है कि boy or a man earns more than the women in the family. And if a woman earns more in the family, it troubles everybody, So the boy was okay, the girl was okay, they were happily married, but the parents were not okay with this. So they were creating issues with the girl and the boy, and that was what spoiling their relationship. And the boy could not leave the parents because it was his parents, So at the end, finally, they decided to separate. So these are some issues which come every day in our lives when we don't accept the equality. If everybody accepts the equality, then the world would be much, much, much simpler, easy to go, easy to work, happy for everybody. So this example you might not be able to relate right now because you're too young for going to an earning stage. But these are some things which I, as a doctor, as an administrator, as a leader, we come across these situations, trust me, every single day. For again an example, I will tell you, a young girl came to for an appointment, for a job purpose. So we interview them and we ask certain questions. So when we appoint the girl, what usually happens, and when we appoint a boy, what usually happens, that is a scenario which I am trying to tell you. So a girl who is either unmarried or married. So when we appoint her, fix the salary, she will tell, the end sentence would be this: I will ask my parents or I will ask my husband and then finally get back to you. So these are the words I'm talking about the usual scenarios. Exceptions are always there. So that is the last word of a girl. And when a boy is appointed, either he will just accept and say, okay, I'll join from tomorrow, or he will say, I will discuss with my family and get back to you. Okay? So did you notice the difference between the two words? So somebody is discussing and the other gender is asking. So there is a wide difference between these two words. And this difference makes a lot of difference. The female is not able to take her own decision at that time, and the boy is either able to take the decision, or being a gentle person, he wants to discuss it with the family and then get back. So we need to go towards this discuss, right? And we need to make sure that the dependence for taking our own decisions, for having our own thought process, for making our own judgments is there. बहुत सारे गर्ल्स ने ऐसा फेस किया होगा, छोटा भाई है तो भी कहीं जाना है तो उसको लेके चले जाओ, अरे भाई वो तो 5 साल छोटा है, उसको मैं क्यों लेके जाऊँ, that comes to your mind, but चलो मम्मी बोल रही है तो लेके चले जाओ. Even our TV soaps, our movies, they show that way. So we know that, yeah, this is fine. So there is a girl who is, say, 18 years old, and there is a boy who is 10 years old, who doesn't even know what is happening. So a girl is going to meet her friend, and mommy will say, you take your brother along, don't go alone. This happens, right? And you also think it's fine, I can take, mama is saying so. Many times we do not question, many times we do not reason, many times we don't think that why it is being told to us like that. Because parents बोल रहे हैं तो सही होगा. Parents ने भी किसी से सीखा है, वो भी हमको कुछ ना कुछ सिखा रहे हैं. But the generation you are much more aware, you are much more updated, you understand things better. जब हम आपके एज के थे तो जेंडर इक्वालिटी क्या होता है वो भी नहीं पता था, frankly. क्या राइट्स होते हैं जो नहीं मिल रहे हैं वो भी नहीं पता था. The children who were brought up in the fortunate families like I was, they were fortunate enough to go and build up their careers. Those who were not fortunate enough to be not differentiated, they were little regressive in their careers. So that is what starts happening at a very early age. That is the reason, very correctly chosen topic for today's concept, today's program. Now before going to the next part, I want all of you to just wake up if some of you are speaking and let me know what any time in your life till now you have faced any one stereotype. It is about sharing your experiences, learning from each other experiences, and whether you felt that I should react to it, you did not react, or you reacted at that moment. Anybody? Then I will also tell my stereotype which used to happen. If you tell one of yours. The teachers can also, interact. It's fun when it is interactive. It will get boring. Otherwise, then I'll have to stop speaking. Yes, please. You want a mic? Yeah. Very true. Very true. Yes. All of you are science students, right? क्लास में सब पढ़ते हैं रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम के बारे में एकदम आराम से. घर पे we don't talk about our bodies, we don't talk about it at all. So a girl is made to learn about her body in a way as if she has to just vanish away her body. You cannot talk about her body only in the family. Can you? No, right? As she very correctly told. We learn about the menstrual cycle in 9th standard or 8th standard. In the class it is fine because it's a formal education which is going on. But when going to your family, can you talk to your sister about the menstruation? Usually you don't, right? So that is very correct. So this is something which prevails everywhere in every house. When I was a child, my parents are extraordinarily brilliant parents. They have always given all the support. But they used to, now I have realized this, they used to tell me, you are like our boys. So I did not have my brother. We were 2 sisters. So now I realize they used to tell me, you are our girls as well as our boys. Now I realize, why did they need, when I was only behaving like a boy, then why did they need a boy? I used to fulfill all the responsibilities, going out, taking bread and eggs and fixing up the bulbs and everything, because there was no boy. Parents would be out for work. So, but still they told, hamari beti to bete jaisi hai. That is what was usually told. So those perceptions at that time, we were children, so we did not understand. But they were telling a good thing. They were telling a good thing that you are no less than boys. But as very, very correctly was written in this, inequality gets learned and equality needs teaching. So by this sentence only I was learning that inequality is there. He is telling that I am doing as good as boys. So boys must be doing good only, all the boys. So that's why inequality gets learned through all places and equality needs a lot of teaching. That is a crux. Inequality gets so much learned. I as a parent am very, very sensitive about these things. So I try to see that my daughter, she is no way stereotyped and she has all the choices. So last week I was telling her, I was planning to enroll her in one of the sports activities. So I asked her, beta, which sports you want to play? I was thinking to enroll you in football. So she told, oh no mama, that's a boys game na. So I was really disappointed. I told her, who taught you this? Kisne bola aapko aisa? मैंने तो कभी बोला नहीं है. So as a parent, you cannot control it all. There is so much the children see, so much they observe. They have their own thought process already happening, so it has got learnt. The very next day, we were talking about musical instruments. So her music teacher was there, and I was asking her, now you're learning piano, so let us learn drum set also. So the music teacher is telling, Madam, the younger one is growing up, I'll teach him drum sets. Let Yashvi learn only piano. And I was looking at him like, what is this? I want to teach her the drum set, We have seen girls doing it. She has also seen. But a general perception gets established so fast that erasing it becomes very, very difficult then for anybody who wants to do it. Because there is a handful of people who are trying to erase things, and there is this big chunk of people who are carrying it forward. So for erasing it, it will need more people. For establishing new ideas, new thoughts, it will need a lot of more efforts, and the effort can come from all of us, right? Now it comes to, बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि boys को भी ऐसा होता है कि हमको भी, why are we always, there is a lot of pressure these days on boys, you cannot do this, you cannot cry, you cannot walk like this, you cannot talk like this. So a lot of pressure gets built up on the boys also. So there was a research, I will tell you, happening on what is the definition of a good girl and what is the definition of a good boy. So around 6,000 girls the answers were taken off. Madam, please let me know if I'm shooting my time. I'll just take 5 more minutes. So girl ka definition, कोई बताना चाहेगा? A definition of a good girl. Yeah, but we can try to club up. Any of the teacher who's raising daughters and sons. I'll also tell my definition, which is anybody? You want to try? Definition of a good girl. Yeah. Pretty, beautiful, kind. Right, right. Definitely there are. Yes, yes. Yeah, so now I'll tell you the definition which came up out after this research from Stanford University. It's very long. A kind, polite, loving, caring, truthful, obedient, respectful, helping everyone unconditionally, is good to others and fulfills duty. It's so much tiring, you know. I did not remember. So this is the only thing which I have written in the mobile. So the definition is extraordinary. It is very nice. But what is it lacking in? The girls. The definition is lacking in what? What is not there in the definition? Yeah. Okay. Yes. So confident. First thing is confident. You know, everybody, we want the person to be confident these days. We want them to be ambitious these days. We want them to be having their own aspirations. So some 4 or 5 very, very, very important qualities are lacking in the definition. So the definition is wonderful, but the definition has to be for everybody. That is what is my stand. This definition, after addition of 4 or 5 words, has to be for everybody. It has to be for boys as well as for the girls, right? Because of this definition, what is happening, I'll tell you some statistics. India is one of the lowest performing countries in terms of women in the workforce. Any guesses how many women are there in the workforce? It's less than 20%. It's actually 20%. So more than 70% of the women are not even seeking employment, right? They are not even going for taking jobs. जाएंगे तो कोई job देगा या तो employment देगा ना. Only 20% of the women are there in the workforce. Less than 10% of the CEOs at the global level are women. CEOs means Chief Executive Officers or Chief Operating Officers, which is the peak leadership position. So less than 10% are taken up by the girls and the women. Less than 5% of girls are there in the Indian Armed Forces. So these are some of the most respected positions which I am talking, not going into the details. Coming to the boys, less than 10% of the boys are there in the nursing profession. Nurses is not supposed to be a boys profession. Unemployed rahega to chalega, but nurse nahi banna hai. Why? Nursing is such a noble profession. Just because there is a conditioning. Nurse to ladki hi honi chahiye. Even the patients prefer girl nurses, you know. So there is not much that anybody can do about it. So this is the very informal conversation. Why I am doing this is because you shall relate to what is happening around you now. Try to understand that what is harmless for us. What is harmless? Pink and blue, which I explained, na? It's okay to wear blue and not wear pink. It's harmless. If I make it harmful, if I make my young boy wear a frock and take him to a party, what will happen to him? People will laugh at him, right? People will laugh at me also. So I don't want to make the harmless things harmful by reacting to them. What is harmless? We can just let it be. Let it go. We can let go certain things. We can react subtly to certain things, and we can have our stand at certain things. So these are the 3 ways in which you can react to the situations. And it is very important to know that where you want to react. There shall not be people who restrict you out of your choices. आपको choices मिलने चाहिए. Boys को भी choice मिलना चाहिए. Engineering में there are certain disciplines girls ही लेंगे. क्यों लेंगे? We can also try that. Civil engineer, a girl says building बनाना है मुझे तो the father says no, that's a boy job. You want to be a civil engineer, you can become a civil engineer. You want to be a big architect, you can become that. So there you shall not make your decision based on the restricted choices which have been given to you in the basket. For that, it's very important to be aware of what is happening. It's important to take inspiration from people. We have all seen movies like Maricom. We have seen movies like the Fogart Sisters, Dangal. We have seen like Shooter Dadi, haven't we? So we have examples right here in front of us. Lot of females were displayed on the screen in the morning. So we have lot of people to take inspiration from. So I want the girls in this house just to not take inspiration. Become an inspiration from somebody. With your small deeds, small acts, try to inspire and motivate others. There are millions of girls in the country who are not as fortunate and not as privileged as you are. right? So try to make sure in your entire life you can help at least one girl to make a correct choice, to make her realize that what are her rights, see to it that she starts getting her education. With our small acts, how can we inspire others? I'll just give my examples because I'm sure they are all true. I will not give others example. So when usually there is a system of giving maternity leave of 6 months to everybody, you know, in the offices, the government places, everybody. So after having my first child, right on the day I took discharge, the very next day I felt anxious because I was sitting at home and not doing anything. So right from 5th day, I went to office. And there were so many people who were telling, what are you doing? Have you gone crazy? Have you gone mad? Your child is just 5 days old. I told, I will manage my child. I will manage my work. You kindly take care of your. And you know, after that, there were so many things which came up to me after that day. But after that thing, I saw at least 25 women in my university who resumed work right in the first month of their delivery. You know, and everybody came up to me saying that, Madam, we tried to do the way you did. It was really inspiring for us. And it could happen, we came to know just after we saw you resuming work so soon. So there are so many man hours which are saved if the women resume work right in the first month or second month of delivery. It's possible, unless it is medically contraindicated. So the example I'm giving by small things you do daily, you can try to become an inspiration for other girls, other boys, even the boys. This is for everybody. So try to do certain things which inspire others. What you do for the society, how you inspire people, is how you make your life worth. The maximum worth of your life is when you inspire others, when you influence others around you, near you, in your family, across the society. So the last 2 words I want all of you to, the key messages is, first thing is that always make sure that you are firm on how you take your decisions, and you know that I can take my decisions on my own. The dependence for taking decisions shall not be there, not at this stage. You know, right now you have to take decisions with the support of your family, but you must have your own judgment, your own thought process in taking your decisions. And after discussing with your family, not asking, after discussing, after having lot of introspections over any thought, you shall come and arrive to any decision. The second thing is, when you grow up, this is especially for the girls, always make sure that you are financially not dependent upon anybody. This is very, very crucial. I personally believe that equality can come only if the females are sustaining on their own feet. They are financially independent, not even for 6 months or 1 year. No need to take any breaks. You're making a family, your counterpart will support you. There are hundreds of examples which adjust, and they make sure that both of them remain working even when they're planning their family. So this is a little far from now. Don't go that much far. But always remember that financial independence is the most crucial thing to establish equality. Okay? So with the very last video of few minutes, I'd like to end. I hope that all of you made some learnings out of this, and you will try to introspect what is happening around you and react in the appropriate manner. Thank you.
बेटा आशु, आज सुबह अचानक तेरे खाली कमरे को देखकर मैं चौंक गई। भूल गई थी कि मेरी बेटी अब मुझसे मीलों दूर अपनी जिंदगी की एक नई शुरुआत करने जा चुकी है। तू पहली बार इस घर से और मुझसे इतनी दूर है। ये तेरी जिंदगी का बहुत ही नाजुक और अहम पड़ाव है, और इसलिए मैं कुछ बातें तुझसे कहना चाहती हूँ जो मुझसे उस वक्त किसी ने नहीं कही जब मैं तेरी उम्र की थी। काश कही होती। बेटा, इस दुनिया में कैसे जीना है, कैसे नहीं, क्या करना है, क्या नहीं, क्या गलत है, क्या सही, ऐसी बहुत सी बातें हैं जो लोग तुझे बताना, तुझे सिखाना, तुझ पर थोपना चाहेंगे। पर तू किसी और को अपनी जिंदगी की परिभाषा रचने मत देना। अपना सही और गलत तो खुद तय करना, और जो सही लगे उससे कभी पीछे मत हटना, क्योंकि सही वही है जो तेरी अंतरात्मा तुझे कहे, न कि वो जो कि दुनिया तुझे बताए। तेरे स्वाभिमान से बढ़कर कुछ नहीं है, उस पर आंच ना आने देना। बहुत आसान है इस दुनिया की होड़ में खो जाना, अपने आप को इसके पैमाने में ढाल लेना, इसके दायरों में सिमट के रह जाना, सबका लगना, सबसा लगना। मुश्किल है अपनी अलग पहचान बनाना, मुश्किल है अपने दायरों को बढ़ाना, खुद के बनाए रास्तों पर चलना, ठोकर खाना और फिर संभलना। याद रखना, तेरी असली खूबसूरती तेरा आत्मविश्वास, तेरा हौसला और तेरी मुस्कान है। इसके अलावा सुंदरता के सारे मायने फिजूल हैं। बेटा, अपनी सोच को हमेशा सकारात्मक रखना। लोगों में कमियां हमेशा रहेंगी, बुराइयां हमेशा रहेंगी, पर उन बुराइयों को समाज की पहचान मत समझना। दुनिया में अभी भी बहुत अच्छाई है, और लड़की होने के लिए ये बेहद अच्छा समय है। तेरे पास वो सब कुछ है जो तुझसे पहले की पीढ़ियों को कभी नहीं मिला। तेरे पास आजादी है खुल के जीने की, अपने फैसले खुद करने की। इस आजादी की इज्जत करना और इसका सही इस्तेमाल करना। डर के मत जीना, दब के मत रहना, डट के मुश्किलों का सामना करना। और सबसे जरूरी बात ये कि अपनी लड़ाइयाँ सोच समझ के चुनना। तुझे यहाँ मर्दों की बराबरी करने के लिए नहीं भेजा गया है। ये दुनिया मर्दों और औरतों की कोई प्रतिस्पर्धा नहीं है बेटा। हमें एक दूसरे से आगे निकलने के लिए नहीं, बल्कि एक दूसरे के साथ मिलकर आगे बढ़ने के लिए भेजा गया है। रूह, आत्मा ना ही मर्द होती है ना ही औरत। उसे तो केवल शरीर दो अलग किस्म के मिलते हैं। तू किस्मत वाली है, तुझे औरत का मिला है। इस शरीर का सम्मान करना, इसका ख्याल रखना, औरत होने के हर पहलू को स्वीकार करना और उसका आनंद उठाना। तू भगवान की सबसे सुंदर कृति है। अपनी जिंदगी भी उतनी ही सुंदर बनाना। तेरी इस जिंदगी का सबसे खूबसूरत और सबसे दिलचस्प अंक शुरू होता है अब।
Thank you so much, Geetika ma'am. Now I have no words to speak because everything has been covered by ma'am, and she, I think, is a true inspirer in that sense, and it's very close to ma'am's heart, gender equality, the way she has explained everything, right from her personal experience to anecdotes and so many videos. And from bottom of my heart, I think this particular session, and so informal session, even you shared your experiences with ma'am. So I'm thankful to ma'am that she is present today, and a louder round of applause, and that we are going to follow what ma'am has said. Right? So that's what ma'am wants, that this is just not a program. ये जो हमारा प्रयास है, ये जो प्रयाण जो हम आज शुरू कर रहे हैं, ये आपके दिलों तक पहुँचे, घर घर तक पहुँचे, आपके माता पिता, आपके परिवार वाले, आपके रिश्तेदार, आपके भाई बहन, आप सबको इंस्पायर करो। और आप ये सारी चीज़ें उन्हें बताइए कि हम हैं जो समाज को बदल सकते हैं। हम अपनी सोच, हमें सोच बदलनी होगी। अगर हम अपनी सोच बदलेंगे तो ही ये समाज बदलेगा, नहीं तो नहीं बदल सकता। और हम हैं जो इसी सोच के साथ हमने ये प्रयाण का अभियान शुरू किया है। फिर से एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां मैम के लिए। और मेरे रोंगटे खड़े हो रहे हैं बोलते हुए कि इससे सुंदर, इससे बेहतर ये प्रोग्राम पूरा नहीं हो सकता था अगर ये मैम ने नहीं बोला होता। ये मैं यहाँ खड़े खड़े बस आंसू नहीं निकले मेरे, पर जिस प्रकार से जो मैडम ने एक्सप्लेन किया, और ये बिल्कुल सच है कि समाज में ये है। खाली कह देना कि नहीं हम सब इक्वल हैं, ये बहुत नहीं है। जब आप इस बात को समझेंगे तभी आप इसको और बेहतर तरीके से अपने स्तर पे उसको और ऊपर लेके जा सकते हैं। तो मैं नहीं और एनेक्डोट्स ऐड करूँगी बिकॉज़ थोड़े से प्रोग्राम्स और बाकी हैं, हमारे बच्चे वेट कर रहे हैं। और पर इसी अभियान को आगे बढ़ाते हुए आज का युवा वर्ग कर्तव्यपरायण, कर्तव्यनिष्ठ है। वह इस बात से अपरिचित नहीं कि समाज को नई दिशा प्रदान करने हेतु उन्हें जागरूकता लानी होगी और कहना होगा हल्ला बोल। बोलिए एक बार और जोर से। जी हाँ, तो लीजिए प्रस्तुत है नुक्कड़ नाटक कक्षा 9 द्वारा प्रस्तुत हल्ला बोल।
कहानी होती है शुरू स्पेलबाउंड फैशंस के कार्यालय से। यह कंपनी ढूंढ रही है योग्य कार्यकर्ता कब से।
आती है जॉब के लिए करने अप्लाई। आगे की कहानी आप ही देख लीजिए। बाय बाय।
आपके पास है नौकरी की अद्भुत क्षमता। अब बात करें सैलरी की।
क्या मुझे अपनाएंगे? मैं आप लोगों जैसे नहीं।
हाँ बिल्कुल, हम समझते हैं तुम्हारी बात।
कुछ दिनों बाद हो गया डायरेक्टर रिटायर, आ गया सुनील, उसके जगह मैन के नया हटाया।
ऑफिस का पहला दिन, पहले दिन की लेट। ओहो, ये भगवान ने कैसे लिखी है आद्या की फेट। अरे बॉस, लेट होने का है मुझे बहुत अफसोस। क्षमा कीजिए, ट्रेन लेट थी, नहीं होगा रोज रोज।
कोई न बहाना, कोई न अपवाद। लो, आज इन डिजाइनों पर काम करो।
थोड़ा समय चला गया, अब भाई डिजाइन दिखाने
बाद?
क्यों किया आद्या और कृष्ण ने यह भेदभाव?
मुझे विश्वास नहीं होता तुम्हारे मामले में इतना गरम, कृष्ण के मामले में इतना नरम क्यों करते हैं लोग ऐसे कर?
हाँ हाँ वाह, क्या ये तुम्हारे डिजाइन का भी अद्भुत है? हाँ, बनाई है मैंने इन्हें स्वयं। धन्यवाद। बनाई है मैंने इन्हें क्योंकि कोशिश कर रही मैं सीनियर डिजाइनर प्रमोशन पाने की। चलो, अब बारी आती है ऑस्ट्रेलियन डिजाइन दिखाने की। वैसे दोपहर को ये जाने ये सबसे यूनिक डिजाइन है जिन्हें दिखाने। दृश्य फिर से एक सम्मेलन कक्ष में परिवर्तित हो जाता है।
तो आज मैं बताऊंगा कौन बनेगा इस कंपनी का नया सीनियर मैनेजर। तो मैंने चुना हमारी कंपनी से सबसे महत्वपूर्ण, सबसे मेहनती और सबसे विश्वसनीय व्यक्ति को। क्रिश, कांग्रेचुलेशंस।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। मैं वादा करता हूँ आपको निराश नहीं करूंगा।
मुझे पता है तुम मुझे निराश नहीं करोगे, परंतु कल का दिन अभी भी जरूरी है और इस क्लाइंट को हमें खुश करके ही रहना है।
जरूर, हम कुछ करके ही रहेंगे।
I'm sorry sir, but क्रिश, किया है काम मैंने ज्यादा इसलिए जानना चाहती हूँ कि उसके बाद सब क्या है जो मैं नहीं कर पाती।
देखो आत्या, तुम आज बहुत बातें कर रही हो और बता देता हूँ, कुछ काम के लिए साधारण अवस्था होने की बहुत जरूरत होती है।
अच्छा, तो आपने उसे चुना क्योंकि वह एक आदमी है।
अगर मैं तुम्हारी जगह होता तो बहुत सोच कर बात करता आत्या। ये नौकरी जरूरी है या नहीं?
आपको मुझे नौकरी से निकालने की जरूरत है। नौकरी मैं खुद छोड़ती हूँ। मैं अपनी डिजाइन की कंपनी खुद खोल रही हूँ।
तुम और अपनी खुद की कंपनी। तुम एक अन्य लिंग कर्मचारी हो, तुमसे ना हो पाएगा।
तभी तो तुम्हें सफल होकर ही दिखाऊंगी।
दिखाओ दिखाओ, मैं भी देखता हूँ।
आद्या अपने साथी कर्मचारियों को सब कुछ बताया। सबने कहा आपका फैसला बिल्कुल सही था।
बिल्कुल सही था, बिल्कुल सही था।
सोचो सोचो, सब मिलकर सोचो। जब भगवान ने दिया मानव को जीवन एक जैसा, तो यह लिंग भेदभाव कैसा?
सभी में समता एक सी, क्यों करे भेदभाव अभी? अंतर क्यों करते लोग करे? सभी में समता एक सी, क्यों करे भेदभाव अभी? अंतर क्यों करते लोग करे? सभी में समता एक सी, क्यों करे भेदभाव अभी? अंतर क्यों करते लोग करे? अंतर क्यों करते लोग करे? अंतर क्यों करते लोग करे? धन्यवाद।
Thank you, dear students. That was indeed a strong message conveyed. The world is at a turning point. People everywhere understand and support the idea of gender equality. They know it's not just about women, it's about humans. And Prayan is an effort to show support and promote gender equality. And what better than to have one of our own students promoting it? Parv Parikh, batch 2021, has been an enthusiast and a champion of several interests. Right from roller skating to being the backbone of the first ever school-based digital MUN, to having started an NGO aiming to do his bit. He has always, never ever flinched in putting his might to causes he believed in. When we first had a word with him on the movement, #HeForShe, and expressed how AVV wanted to launch the movement in India as a school, we also shared with him concrete plans on appointing him as the founder ambassador of the school, and he did not just accept the responsibility with grace, but decided to do his bit for his alma mater, his school, by tagging in UN Women #HeForShe, while thanking the school all the while a week in advance. Thanks a lot, Parv, for making sure your NGO has helped the cause of AVV, the first ever for any school. We are proud of you and believe you are the right champion for this cause, as through your initiative you have always believed women are to be respected and are equals. For the record, we inform you that he has been very popular among his female classmates who consider him a true trustworthy friend. Any day he fits the bill as the first ambassador of the cause AVV for hashtag He for She, a UN Women initiative launched in 2017. Under Abhyunnati Beyond Vision, a Founders Week celebration and the birth of Prayan, a journey on achieving gender equality. I invite our founder ambassador to share with us what he feels about gender equality. Emma Watson, in her powerful speech for the hashtag He for She campaign said, "It is time that we all see gender as a spectrum instead of two sets of opposing ideals. The education sector could certainly play a pivotal role in promoting gender equality to achieve the constitutional goal of establishing an egalitarian society. We take immense pride to announce that our school, Anand Vidya Vihar, highly motivated by the United Nations' campaign, hashtag He for She, has decided to promote gender equality for sustainable development by launching our campaign, Prayan, towards a new journey. We are honored to have with us Dr. Gitika Madan Patel, a proficient doctor and medical director with a staunch commitment towards serving humanity and enhancing the scope of healthcare and developing the field of academia. A trustee and governing body member who has been developing and innovating administrative initiatives in service to Parul University and Parul Sevashram Hospital. Highly driven in research, Madam Gitika extensively pursues the search for new and novel solutions to enhance the scope of knowledge while raising humanity's standard of living, and has been felicitated amongst top 100 women icons for contribution in the field of health by India Prime Awards. We welcome you, ma'am. We also have with us Ms. Reshma Amin, Principal, Anand Prep Academy, a dynamic and vivacious personality who, with her vision and prudence, has helped the school achieve greater heights. We welcome you, ma'am. I now request our very respected principal, Mrs. Purnima Menon, to brief us about Savita ma'am's vision and mission.
Good morning, all of you. We just have a little bit of a technical issue, that is why I had to stop.
Thank you, Jasmine ma'am. Means a lot, ma'am. At the age of flipping textbook pages, her hands and dignity got dyed with henna. She became mature way beyond her age. A 15-year-old girl got caged even before she understood her rights. Good morning, Honorable Gitika ma'am, respected Purnima ma'am, Reshma ma'am, and all the teachers and students present here. I am Parv Parikh, alumnus of Anand Vidya Vihar and founder of an NGO for India. The world is at a turning point. People everywhere understand the concept of gender equality. They know it's not just a women's issue, it's a human right issue. He for she is an invitation for men and people of all genders across the globe to stand in solidarity with women to create a bold, visible and united force for gender equality. क्या हर बात में लड़की की तरह रोने लगता है? A common phrase we hear, don't we? What does it symbolize? It simply suggests that we, yes, you and me, are addressing the females as weak. Is creating a whole new human inside the body considered weak? Is fighting societal norms fiercely for ages weak? Is running a whole family single-handedly weak? And not to forget, was surviving patriarchy weak? He for she campaign can only be successful if we start talking about gender equality openly from the ground level. We need to teach boys as well as girls to respect the opposite gender in order to get the respect they deserve. There have been situations where boys are allowed to stay out partying late night, but girls face a curfew time from home. Why so? I understand parents do it out of concern, but I am here promoting this campaign with a hope to create a time where parents won't doubt sending their daughters alone, because I am looking at a safer and an equal world where there is no discrimination. Crime against women in India increased by 63.3% in the first 6 months of 2021 as compared to the 2020. The data states that India has recorded an average of 80 murders and 77 rape cases daily in 2021. According to National Crime Records Bureau, molestation jumped by 39% from the previous year. 1,580 kidnapping cases were also recorded. And not to forget, 560 dowry deaths too. And let us not forget, these are the only ones which are reported. Aren't these statistics enraging? What wrong have the females done to suffer all this? Women are very strong enough to fight all these atrocities. But the question is, why should they face them in the very first place? Males should be preached from the grassroots level, that is from our home, from our society, from our school, to respect and maintain the dignity of females and treat them properly. After all, they are also someone's daughter, sister, wife, or just a friend who might mean the world to them. Stop teaching your daughter to be kind and start telling her to fight back. Stop yelling at your daughter for saying no. She needs to say it more and more, every day, every minute, and every second. बेटी बचाओ, बेटी पढ़ाओ और बेटी को सिखाओ कि समय आने पर आवाज भी उठाओ. Can only women be feminists? Any person who believes in gender equality is a feminist. Many men are feminists and are proud to be so. And I am one of them. There are some women who have a higher social and economic status than some men. Does that mean inequality has been eliminated? Inequalities continue to exist at every level of the society. There may be female chairpersons of Fortune 500 companies, but the fact that they only constitute less than 5%. That means that barriers still remain. I realized that fighting for women's rights has too often become synonymous with fighting men, hating men, and eliminating men. If there is one thing I know for sure, that this needs to stop. Right now. For the record, feminism by definition is the belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. It is the theory of economical, political, and social equality of the genders. There is a difference being a feminist and a pseudo-feminist. From Rani Lakshmi Bai sacrificing her life protecting Jhansi, to women fighting for their basic rights, be it voting rights, right to education, right to work, and whatnot. From Priyanka Chopra winning the Miss World to PV Sindhu winning an Olympic silver. From Indira Gandhi becoming the first female Prime Minister of India to Indira Nui becoming the CEO of PepsiCo, a multinational company. Women have come a long way and are winning accolades globally, like late Lata Mangeshkar ji, the Nightingale of India, winning the Bharat Ratna, to Mirabai Chanu winning the silver medal at Tokyo 2020. A country having a population of 150 crore, it is very difficult to spread this campaign to each and every individual. But we can do our bit and start it on a small scale. So I like to urge all of you to support me in starting the He for She campaign in Anand Vidya Vihar, because charity begins at home. Inception of every human being is out from a female, and today I am standing here because 19 years back my mother gave birth to me and fought with her family to fulfill my dreams. She became a father, became a friend, became a mentor whenever needed, and someone who never lost hope in her son. Women are proving and fighting for themselves in each and every field from thousands of years. And still, here we are in the 21st century having the very need of He for She campaign. The time has come to introspect and be the change our society needs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Parv, for that wonderful speech and also about your foundation. I think we all are very proud, right? And he is an AVVite. And so a louder round of applause for our brand ambassador, because he's from AVV, and we feel proud that Parv Parekh has taken this initiative and his foundation is working on it. And we are there with, he's there with us, and he is from our school, and that makes us very proud, feels very proud. Okay. सजग सचेत सबल समर्थ आधुनिक युग की नारी है, मत मानो अब अबला उसको, सक्षम है बलधारी है, आज बनी युग की निर्माता, हर बाधा उससे हारी है, नर की प्रबल प्रेरणा. Just after this, okay, so let us have that first. So we'll continue with the performance, but I invite Jasmine ma'am first, because we have a special program first, because we want to honor ma'am with the special badge that we have actually created for Prayan. And I request Geetika ma'am to come up on the stage, and we hand over the badge that specially we have made for this endeavor, because we're taking it forward. I request Sheetal Dani ma'am and Reshma ma'am also to be on the stage, and Nilesh sir, please come up on the stage. Yes sir.
Under the Under the mission AVV for hashtag he for she, the ambassador for the year 2021-22 is a student of grade 12 who has managed to keep a clean profile, respectful to genders and differences, and always standing true to his ideals. Yes, Krish Makadia of grade 12B is the ambassador of the year under Abhyunnati Beyond Vision, the Founders Week celebration 2022, who is all set to exemplify a way of living ideal for a world where gender and differences don't matter. Through Prayan, a journey to establish gender equality. I request Parv Parikh to hand over the legacy of He for She campaign to be taken forward by Krish Makadia, the brand ambassador of Prayan, towards a new journey by making him take the oath and presenting him with a memento thereafter. Before we have the oath-taking ceremony, I request our newly invested brand ambassador to share his thoughts.
Good morning, everyone. I have spent more than 12 years in this school, and I happen to have changed a lot in the past few years, mostly for good, and I owe a huge part of it to my teachers, principal ma'am, my friends, not to say the least my mother and my sister. But do you know what's interesting? Most of these influential people in my life are women. So, I can say that I owe a sizable part of my success to the women in my life. Coming from a commerce background, I know how important it is to repay your debts. Therefore, I take this opportunity to thank my teachers, principal ma'am, and the school, and my sister, Dr. Vishwa Makadia, who made me worthy of this honor to repay my debt, to contribute to the society. I would also like to thank Parv for commencing such a great cause. Women empowerment has always been a constant and consistent fight in our society, and it will remain that way if women are aware of their rights and men are not. The problem is the social awkwardness that we face around the opposite gender since our childhood. It keeps us from understanding women's problems and situations, causing lack of empathy. This lack of empathy keeps us from achieving equality. The sole purpose of this campaign is to eradicate this very problem. Therefore, I, Krish Makadia of House Shanti, proudly pledge to act in the best interest of this cause and strive to be worthy of the prestigious title bestowed upon me.
Now I call upon Parv and Krish for the oath-taking ceremony.
I request you all to stand up and take a pledge with me. I will take actions against gender bias, discrimination, and violence to bring the benefits of equality for all. I will challenge stereotypes of women and girls and speak out when I witnessed sexist comments, jokes, or double meaning statements on women or sexual harassment. I will ensure women participate in key meetings or projects and encourage workplaces inclusive of women. I will help out more in household work and encourage my mates to do the same. I will use social media to raise concern about representation of women and girls. I will raise awareness of men's role in achieving gender equality by talking openly about it or hosting activities regarding the same in my school, college, or workplace. I will work to the best of my capabilities for a better tomorrow for all.
हेलो सजग सचेत सबल समर्थ आधुनिक युग की नारी है, मत मानो अब अबला उसको, सक्षम है बलधारी है। आज बनी युग की निर्माता, हर बाधा उससे हारी है। नर की प्रबल प्रेरणा का आधार आज की नारी है। ये किसकी पुकार है जो नारी के अंतर्मन को ललकार रही है और हुंकार भरते हुए उसे प्रेरणा दे रही है कि तू अपना मार्ग प्रशस्त कर, अपने अस्तित्व को समय के बंधनों से मुक्त कर। तो लीजिए प्रस्तुत है तू खुद की खोज में निकल। स्वर दिया है अमिताभ बच्चन जी ने।
नारीत्व एक प्रेरणा स्रोत। क्या है नारीत्व की परिभाषा? समाज की है ये आशा, हर एक रूप इसे है निभाना। जीवन के मोड़ को अपनाकर उसे है संवारना। किंतु समाज से है ये प्रश्न मेरा, स्त्री पुरुष एक समान लगाते हैं हम नारा। क्या एक स्त्री होकर हमने कभी है एक स्त्री को संवारा? मैं हूं साथ तेरे, नहीं है ये केवल कहने की बात। पीछे से नहीं वार करना, हर क्षण विश्वास जीत कर एक दूसरे को है हमें आगे बढ़ाना। तू आगे मैं पीछे, मैं आगे, तू पीछे। नहीं है हमें ये खेल खेलना, एक दूसरे की जीत पे हमें है फक्र मनाना। सोच से हमें गंगा की तरफ पवित्र होना। जब बात करते हैं हम सती सावित्री की, तो हर एक स्त्री को अलग अलग नहीं, साथ मिलकर है अपने वजूद को बनाना। यही है सही अर्थ में स्त्रीत्व को जगाना, यही है सही अर्थ में स्त्रीत्व को जगाना, यही है सही अर्थ में स्त्रीत्व को जगाना।
तू खुद की खोज में निकल, तो किस लिए हताश है? तू चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है। जो तुझसे लिपटी बेड़ियां, समझना इनको वस्त्र तू। जो तुझसे लिपटी बेड़ियां, समझना इनको वस्त्र तू। ये बेड़ियां पिघाल के बना ले इनको शस्त्र तू, बना ले इनको शस्त्र तू। तो खुद की खोज में निकल, तो किस लिए हताश है? तो चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है। चरित्र जब पवित्र है, तो क्यों है ये दशा तेरी? चरित्र जब पवित्र है, तो क्यों है ये दशा तेरी? ये पापियों को हक नहीं कि लें परीक्षा तेरी, कि लें परीक्षा तेरी। तो खुद की खोज में निकल, तो किस लिए हताश है? तू चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है। जला के भस्म कर उसे जो क्रूरता का जाल है, जला के भस्म कर उसे जो क्रूरता का जाल है। तू आरती की लौ नहीं, तू क्रोध की मशाल है, तू क्रोध की मशाल है। तो खुद की खोज में निकल, तो किस लिए हताश है? तो चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है। चुनर उड़ा के ध्वज बना, गगन भी कपकपाएगा। चुनर उड़ा के ध्वज बना, गगन भी कपकपाएगा। अगर तेरी चुनर गिरी, तो एक भूकंप आएगा, एक भूकंप आएगा। तो खुद की खोज में निकल, तो किस लिए हताश है? चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को
That was indeed a beautiful performance. Let us now listen to a soulful rendition of the song Bharat Ki Beti from the movie Gunjan Saxena, which inspires every girl to brave all odds, and with the courage of her convictions and fortitude of her dreams, she has to help herself bounce back each time the world excludes her and makes her severely conscious of her gender.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
दीवारें ऊंची है गलियां है तंग, लंबी डगर है पर हिम्मत है संग, पाँव पे छाले है सांसें बुलंद, लड़नी चली हूँ आजादी की जंग, बेखौफ आजाद है जीना मुझे, बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे, बेखौफ आजाद है जीना मुझे, बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे। रीति की जंजीरें खा गई जंग, न्याय के मंदिर भी हो गए भंग, जमाना चले ना चले मेरे संग, बोलूंगी हल्ला आवाज दबंग, बेखौफ आजाद है कहना मुझे, बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे, बेखौफ आजाद है बहना मुझे, बेखौफ आजाद है रहना मुझे।
हो सदते मैं जावा मेरे दिल दे जावा।
हेलो।
हो सदते मैं जावा मेरे दिल जानिया, मैं शीश झुकावा मेरे दिल जा मैं जावा मेरी दिल जानिया, मैं शीश झुकावा मेरी दिल जानिया, तेरे नाम जो कर जावा वो मैं वो। तू सारे जहां से प्यारी मेरे भारत की बेटी है, सारे जहां पे भारी मेरे भारत की बेटी है, सारे जहां से प्यारी मेरे भारत की बेटी, जीती रहो जीतती रहो।
थैंक यू।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
Now, that was a stupendous performance. A louder round of applause for Arunima. I now invite Reshma ma'am to say a few words.
Hello. A million salutations to our founder, Srimati Savita Ben Amin, who has been my mentor, my guru, my inspiration. A very warm welcome again to Purnima ma'am, fellow teachers, Gutika ma'am has left, and all the children. Celebrating Founders Week has been a wonderful opportunity to showcase the incredible learning environment and the connected community that we have developed in the past 22 years. It was Savita Ben's vision from way back in the 16th that has shaped and influenced the character and values that embodies this vibrant, engaging, and enlightening abode that we call AVV and APA. Today on Founders Week, I would like to share the essence of my learning from Savita Ben. Being a teacher herself, she was passionate about grooming children. She has built the institution step by step, keeping in mind the age-appropriate needs, the abilities, the skills, and interests of children. Her belief that life is an experience and nothing can be taught encouraged us at AVV and AP to always provide the space and pace for children to grow and learn, opportunities to practice perfect and pursue their passions, learn on their own by setting their own benchmarks. This has taught us the importance of hands-on learning, learning beyond books or open classrooms, and assessing learning not on the basis of various tests, but on the various expressions of children. My second learning was to look upon school as an extended family, where the welfare, the needs of students, the teaching fraternity, the support staff, and parents were always acknowledged and respected for their contribution towards the school community. This taught me always to focus on the we rather than the I. Only teamwork can empower us. Savita Ben would walk in and first ask the watchman कि छोकरवा निकली નથી જતા ને રખડવા નથી જતા ને you know, so it started from the gate. Then it went to the office. She would ask then she would interact with a few teachers, walk into the classrooms, and you would say, મારતા નથી ને છોકરાઓને, વાલથી ભણાવજો. You know, so these little things. She would go to the kitchen and she would say, રોટલી કાચી નથી રહેતી ને, પુલાવ બરાબર બને છે, સ્વાદ. Hello? Yeah. Okay. So these were the little things that brought us all together. So she would say, okay, which new story have you told the children? Have you done something new which I do not know? And believe me, she would sit through sessions and watch us narrate a story or sing a rhyme. She would say, હવે છોકરાઓની પાસે ગવડાઓ, હવે છોકરાઓની પાસે ડ્રામા કરાવો કે enact કરાવો. So these little things were what it really made us aware that not only a school comprises not only of teachers, it is the students who are important, and we must take care of their needs, give them enough love so that they develop this passion for education as such. My third learning was pay forward. Each one, reach one, teach one. Education becomes purposeful when we contribute towards the society to make a difference. To set an example, Savita Ben opened a Gujarati medium school on this very campus previously. She started the Bal Bhavan Society for the underprivileged. And these institutions, they provided lots of opportunities in the field of sports, arts, academics, etc. That was her way of a tribute to society. Inspired by her today, the school has organized many community projects to inculcate in children a social responsibility towards the society. Hence today, this new initiative, Prayan, really proud of it, to you also. Apart from that, she has touched the lives of many personally and professionally. Mine too, I would say. In difficult times, that is when she drew me into this profession and encouraged me to become a teacher. I am a CDP person, but yes, it was she who has drawn me into this profession of teaching. And believe me, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. So today on Founders Day, let's pledge to take her vision forward and become agents of change and do our school proud. Thank you.
मनुष्य में छिपी हुई अनंत संभावनाओं को साकार रूप देने हेतु प्रयाण के इस सफ़र में अपना योगदान देने का आप अनवरत प्रयास करते रहें। इसी आशा के साथ मैं जैस्मिन मैम से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि वे यहाँ उपस्थित और जो यहाँ उपस्थित नहीं हैं उन सभी लोगों का हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करें। जैस्मिन मैम।
Thank you, Usha ma'am. Gratitude cannot be seen or touched. It must be felt by heart. On behalf of Anand Vidya Vihar fraternity, I express my sincere gratitude to Madam Gitika for gracing this occasion and blessing us with her presence. We are also very thankful to Reshma ma'am for always being there for us and providing us with her valuable inputs. Words are not enough to thank our principal, Purnima ma'am, for her constant guidance and support to shape the program. A sincere thanks to Dr. Sheetal Dani and Dr. Nilesh Parekh for radiating a source of energy within us with their superb dance performance. Special thanks to Parv Parekh, our founder ambassador, for helping the school promote the He for She campaign, and also to Krish Makadia for his enthusiasm in taking over the responsibility. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of motivated and dedicated committee of teachers, students, performers, and volunteers. We cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones to make this event a success. At this juncture, I would also like to thank our administration department and support staff for various help we received towards this program. And not to forget our dear parents and everyone else who is watching us live. Thank you once again. Kindly rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय